Hello everybody, welcome back to Adobe Live's Animation 501 with me, Pixie Pew. It's been a while, hasn't it? I think we were supposed to have 2 this month. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I was in Hawaii. If it helps, I was working. How is everybody doing? I hope you've all had fun. I know there was a stream on just before this, especially if you're on Behance. There was a stream just before this. How was that? Looked really interesting. Ray, hello, I'm doing really well. I look so very turkey basted. I don't think I realized how much the tanning would happen for some reason when we were in Honolulu and then we went straight to Italy afterwards. The sun in England does not compare. The braids are back. Oh yeah, trust me, when you are holidaying, the last thing you want to do is anything to do with your hair, especially when you're working. But yes, my questions to you lot are, other than how are you, have you been to any other places lately this month? Or are you planning to go somewhere? And also before we start, it just came to my attention because somebody left a message for me on Instagram on one of the Animation 501 pieces that we've been doing, that there are some people who have been watching and doing the VODs in post, which is wonderful, all over the world. That's lovely. Saw a Korean comment on there, which was so cool. So thank you very much to everybody who is watching the VODs in post and everybody that turns up to the live events too. I'm incredibly grateful and I'm super glad that you're enjoying this because we always have something new. There's always a mini game or 2 that we can make out of whatever we're learning, including what we're doing today. So today we're going to be focusing on spotlight. That's the spotlight effect. Just got back from Cabo. Hey, let's go, Idara. Spotlight. The spotlight effect allows you to focus on a concentrated beam of light. And as always, this can be used in multiple ways. Now, I know you might be thinking, I could kind of do this without the spotlight. Yes, this is true. We can technically get the same result by doing different things, but we're going to try to expand ourselves a little bit and give it a go this way. So we're going to do a few in today's mini game. So, what are our projects this time? We got the clicker, hide and seek, and character select. And if you've been here before, you know this is your call to action to grab your files. I'll keep it on the screen for a little while I take a look at some of the messages. Oh, Idara, hello. Bessetti said, it was a great stream. Hope the same for this one. Oh, thank you. I've got a lot to live up to now. No pressure. So before we start, back to the face cam. Looking well. Thank you. Looking well tanned. You gotten back from Cabo? Oh, was it a vacation or were you working too? Sounds lovely. I'm not sure I've seen Cabo, you know. Agree on the sun and braids. Thank you, Devlin. I've been to Milton Keynes. Does that count? You know what? Yes. You left your area. That counts. Doesn't have to go too far. Anywhere will do. If you're like, I went to the park. Even at 9 p.m. Thank you if it counts. I woke up really late today. I was outside for like 6 hours and then it was like, oh, it's time to stream. No pressure, to end. Woohoo! Make sure you've grabbed your files because we're going to jump right in. For those who have just come to Animation 101, 2, 3, 4, 501, because we're on 501, I'm making it a little bit trickier for you lot by not animating the stuff. Means you have to animate your things as well as use the new effects. You've got a little bit more time. Keith says, I've been to the corner store 40 kilometers away. That surely counts. It counts. Absolutely counts. We just had the Notting Hill Carnival over the weekend. Oh yes, Ray. My family used to perform there for the last 31 years. We used to be inside the Meanwhile Gardens. I think it only changed this year, but hey, let's go Brits. Okay, let's take a look at the first one. I think I've given you enough time. Number 1, the clicker. We're gonna light it up. I love your glasses. Oh, thank you, Winter. Birthday vacation. Oh my gosh, happy birthday. Idara's just popped down the link to the mini game. If you haven't grabbed it from the description box, it's also in the chat now. Thanks to Idara. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. My goodness. Once you open your file, you'll notice that we have the see your success here. Minigame screen 1, 2, and 3. We're only on number 1. We come over here. If you happen to be over here, go back to this one. We can press the space bar to see what happens, which is nothing, because I've left it up to you lot to do. It's down to you to fill the rest of this in. Can't animate for you. You all know how to animate by now. Hi, Robert. Okay, so we want to do something with the spotlight effect. Now, we can totally do this on a single layer, but I'm going to make us do it on an adjustment layer so we have a little bit more control. You're welcome, and yes, I had a beautiful birthday. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Wow. So let's first grab our adjustment layer. Let's right click. Let's go to new. And let's grab our adjustment layer. And I'm going to be testing you lot on some things, so get ready. Get ready. We've got our adjustment layer. You can call it something, but I feel like the word adjustment layer is more than enough. We need to add our effect, which is in effects, perspective, and CC spotlight. Let's go ahead and grab a hold of that. If you've noticed, the whole screen has gotten dark, but I only want it where the actual light is. I don't want it over everything. I only want it on a little bit. So in order for us to do this, how about we go into our track mat, grab the pick whip, drag it down to the game mask. It's good, but the spotlight or the darkening effect is happening over the text. We don't want it over the text. So to make it go below the text, all we have to do is drag this down to the game mask. Just so you can see what's up, I'm going to click on the, I'm going to call it the what no, the hide icon. We've got lots and lots of layers that I prepared for you, but the adjustment layer is underneath the text and it's actually underneath the torch and all of that stuff as well. So if we want to make sure the adjustment layer doesn't adjust the stuff on top, all we have to do is move it below. Okay, we're ready. So I've got my adjustment layer, but it's not really doing anything. We've got from, to, height, cone angle, and edge softness. Now, because we've got 3 mini games, we're actually going to use the effects in different ways. But the first thing we need to do is make the flashlight move. Is there a particular way we're going to move this? It's down to you, but I know in my example, I'm just going to turn it off for now. We need the light to happen after we know where the torch is going to be. Let's see. Main torch. For this one, I'll make it move kind of like you're trying to turn it on, but it's not really working. So we're going to go to our perspective. P for perspective. Mine's already split apart. Yours might be too. The reason why we have our position split is because it gives us a little bit more control. Now, I know it says our light it up text, but it shouldn't move before it starts. If you've played WarioWare before, you know the action normally happens after the instructions pop up. Okay, so we've got this. I'm going to make it move up and down first. I think we only actually need it in the Y. We don't need it to move left and right. But of course, if you want to move it elsewhere, you totally can. Okay, so we've got this. Oh, my question for the chat, because you can determine how many times we do this. How many times does the light not work on the light? Should it fail once but then work? Or do we need to shake our flashlight a lot of times? Let me know, and we'll just add those animations in. Very cool. So it's already down. I'm going to move it up now. Oops, that's in reverse. Apparently down is up, up is down. So we're going to move it up. Then we're going to move it down. We could totally have it in the same place. Let's see. Up then down. Cool. Doesn't look very interesting though, does it? So, three times. Okay. Do 1, 2, da. Chill. It works on the third time. Is that third time's a charm? So in order to make things look more interesting, I know if you've been through the other animation series with me, you'll know this one. Let me grab my fan. Before something goes up, it goes down. Before it goes down, it goes up. So we've got this here. Hold on, this is more like it. There we go. We've got this here. I want it to go up, but to make it more interesting, it can come down first, then go up, then go down and bop. So let's get that going. It's going to go up. We make it go down first. We're going to copy this keyframe, make it go down briefly, and then have it go up. Good. Let's see. Bam. we're going to add some easy ease and a little bit of control to make this a little bit more interesting. So we can have it hold here, have it hold, and we can just repeat that bop that we did. Copy and paste. Don't feel afraid to move your keyframes around or have a lot of trial and error before you get it. Cool, we can have that a little bit more dramatic, I think. There we go, let's take a look. Ah, cool. Let's grab everything and do F9. Gives us a little bit more easy ease. Don't worry, we're not just moving it in the Y, but by isolating what we're doing can make it a little bit easier for us. However, if you know that you like to move your position and your rotation at the same time, do what works for you. It's more important that the end result makes sense. Okay, so we got it going up, we got it going down. We need R for rotation. And let's press the U button so we can see everything. So now, when something moves down, we're going to make sure the rotation reflects that. On the way up, it will make itself go up. When it hits down, it will do a little bit of a overshoot, which is something that helps the animation look a little bit more interesting. Let me make sure that things are not popping up. Ooh, there we go. Surprising. All right. Got my rotation. I'm actually just going to copy and paste the first ones. And we're going to have it drag downwards because it's going up. What it do, Drevin? It's been a while, hasn't it? So if you've noticed now, the rotation should be happening after the movement. The rotation is not the leader of the movement, it's being affected by the movement. So we can't have it start beforehand. So after it moves, then we can have it rotate. There we go, nice, a little bit of up. What you can do is right click, go to toggle hold keyframe, and then that means that it will hold its position here, but I'm very old school. I like to just copy the keyframe twice and then animate my next bit. Indeed it has. How have you been? And have you been traveling anywhere? So we need to do this. Let's say we don't need it to hold that long. That's up way too high. A little bit of a tweak. Before it rests back, we need it to do an overshoot. We have anticipation. Aha! There we go. Anticipation and overshoot goes a long way, but we need it to do it a couple of times. So we can totally speed this up if we're happy with it. Ooh, that's not bad. Now remember how I said I want this to kind of slowly go down? Let's click on the Y position and go to the graph. How have I been? I've been really good. I've been learning a little bit of Italian since we were in Italy for a little bit for a vacation. We went to Honolulu for a week at the Pokemon convention, which was awesome to see. There was a gigantic Pikachu and an adorable Hawaiian shirt. And we had the Tahiti Mana, who were amazing. Other than the beach, they actually had some beach gear as well. I have a beach rug with a Snorlax with a Pikachu lying on it. Now, because we've done one, we can easily just duplicate this a couple of times, spread it over, and then we can actually get the lighting effect going. Link in the spread also. Oh, thank you, Robert. Right. So I like it. Let's say we wanted it to be faster or slower. By selecting everything, you can hold the Alt key and drag it closer together. Remember, the keyframes are close, fast. Keyframes far apart, slow. Let's take a look. Close. Good. It's fast. Far apart. Slow. I think 1, 2, if we have room, I might not need to change it. Otherwise, we might. 1, 2, 3. And then it's on. That's the boom. Let's see. Light it up. It ends there. Maybe we can make this one a little bit faster. If too much happens in one go, there won't be a chance for people to see things working. It's a little bit of staging. We got 1, 2, 3. Cool. Because it's a little bit faster, I don't really like how this moves. This looks a bit awkward to me. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. See if we can fix this. There we go. Slow, fast, slow. You want slow, fast, slow. All right. Make this one a little faster. We can drag this one out a little bit. As long as it's after the words light it up, we're good. slow, fast, slow. All right, let's tweak this one as well because I'm not really sure if I liked how it looked. Yeah, oh yes! Good eye. Bassetti, good eye. I've been pretty good doing the family reunion, hey, and collecting fighting games like Infinity Stones. Is it now? Oh, I like this. Good idea. Let me drag this out a little. Yeah, good. Right, we got it. You know what? Speaking of Infinity Stones, when I was in Italy, I learned how to make a Dorodango. A Dorodango is, let me just find this first. There we go. If you want to chop off the layer, hold Alt on your keyboard and then the bracket that's kind of faced like an open square. Cool. So now we've got the animation going. If you want to, by the way, you can totally animate the button sliding forward and back. But for this, I'll let you lot do that. Yeah, so I basically made a marble out of soil because there's red soil and whoops, there's red soil in Italy. And I made a couple of shiny Dorodangos. I'm literally gonna have a, if you don't know what it is, please look it up. It's actually really, really cool. Really, really cool. So I now need my spotlight. We only actually have to do it once. All of them are duplicates of the first one. And we know the second one is just a sped up version. So let's take a look at the from. We've got this up a bit. Once you move it a bit to find out where the anchors are, you're actually able to move them. You could either move the from first or the to first, but I've found if we move the from, it kind of helps us with the other. We're actually going to keyframe this because I might want it to stay a little bit lit when it moves. Well, that's down to you for this one. Let's press U so we can see both of them. This is from, and this one is to. So let's try to marry it up. Nice. It kind of looks like it's coming out of the light. We like it. We can stretch it a little bit, or we can actually go to the cone angle, make it a little bit wider, and we can actually increase the softness. It looks way more like light, eh? Making polish balls out of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's honestly, it's very, very cool. I've got like a little kit, so if I go around to different places, I can just make some little marbles and take it home. Please note for all streamer, previous listing and files. You know what? Oh, really? They should, Keys. They should, but if that's the case, because normally the Adobe Acrobat link, they're permanently open. Does that mean that you can't get into the other ones? Okay, so we've got this here. I don't want it on yet. So I'm actually going to set a keyframe on the cone angle, make sure we can see it, and turn the cone angle to 0. So this way, it makes everything dark until I need it. So the light should only come on about here when we smack it down. If you've ever used the flashlight before and it's not worked, you'll notice this. Oh, thank you, Idora. Right, so I need it to go there, but its rest point is here. So let's animate it a little bit. I'm probably going to move the 2. You can either move it manually or with the blue numbers on the side. Good. Let's see if we can put an easy ease on that. That's highlighting them both and hitting F9. Nice. It happens a bit slowly. We can see because we've got our keyframes open that the rotation ends way sooner than what I've got the light doing. So here we go. Nice. Let's make sure that it turns off at some point. To turn it off, we could just do the cone angle again. Let me put another keyframe down on the cone angle. Let's have it off. Okay, so we need it to flicker. This is on. To flicker, all we have to do is turn down the strength of the cone angle. So let's say it goes from this one back to a strong number. Strong, low, high, low, high, low. Let's maybe make it 9. Let's take a look. Nice. Blue, blue, blue. Good, good, good. If you like, you can also play around with the edge softness here as well. But I think the cone angle will do enough for us. I'm also going to hit F9 on that. It may be that the page loads for too long and it fails midway. Thank you very much. If anybody else has had that problem, because I've not seen any of the YouTube comments afterwards, Keys has just let us know about this issue. So if you've had that issue as well, we should hopefully be able to get that fixed for you. All right. So now our last keyframe is of it off, and our first keyframe is of it off, which will make it easy for us to do this half. So let's take a look at where we started. The start point is one bit away from the rotation keyframe. And the last part seems to be in line with the last rotation. Let's squeeze it in a little. I think 2 should do. Let's take a look. Nice. So we got boop, boop. We can have that actually last a bit longer, I think. Just because the flick is quick doesn't mean that the light needs to be. And one more. Let's paste that down, but make sure that it doesn't flicker. Make sure the last keyframe is of the cone on. And then we'll be good to go. Lovely. And it should be in line with the last rotation to make sure it works. And let's see. Have you got it? Blah, blah, blah. Boop. Bah. Ta-da. Yes. What we might do is move this further in, because when we go to see our success, it doesn't actually last for that long. Drebin said, 1 coming in September, 1 around my birthday, and no telling when the collection that has Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2 in it. It's coming out. Oh my goodness. Oh, so exciting. I'm really waiting to see all those pictures in the Discord, by the way. Let's see, light it up. We got it. We got it. Ta-da. Nice. Phew. Okay. Question for the chat and for those in the VOD. Right. When we use the adjustment layer, it affects everything that's underneath it. So if we don't want the text to be affected by the adjustment layer, where do we move the adjustment layer? Do we move it on top of the text? Or do we move it below the text? On top of the text or below? Why are you thinking about that? Let's move on to number 2. Find him! We gotta find Mr. Keys! Hide and seek. I'm sure we've all played a little bit of hide and seek, and if you recognize this mini game, there's a good reason for that. So to start off with, we've just got a couple of, it's cactuses, cacti. We've got a couple of shaking cacti, and we've got Mr. Keyframe chilling somewhere. You can totally move where Mr. Keyframe is if you'd like to, but the first things first is we need that adjustment layer. Do you remember how to do it? We right click somewhere, we go to new, we go to adjustment layer, and we can go to Effect, Perspective, CC, Spotlight. Now the text is being covered by the adjustment layer. How do we sort it out? Above and below. Okay, above or below? Apparently that was, your answer is below the text. Yes, but it's still covering the whole screen, and I only want it on the back. I don't want it to do all of that stuff. So let's go and put the track mat on the game mask. Great, but oh dear, there's a problem. It's stolen the color from the background. What can we do? All we have to do is duplicate the game mask, because apparently the adjustment layer wants to nick the color. We can track mat on another version of the game mask. So one of them has a kind of overlay effect. The other one's color is still able to be seen. Cool. So we've got both of these. We don't really need to worry about this, and we can kind of do a little bit less than we did before. Now, because the from and the to, the thing that moves the light cone around is, it's not in a null. We can't put it in a driver to make it easier for us to move around, but it's not too bad because I have a way for you to make it a little bit easier to animate. Trust me. So we've got our adjustment layer. I'm going to first make this a little bit darker. I want it to be pitch black. So let's go to the intensity and whack it all the way up. Cool. If we like, we can turn off the edge softness, but I think a little bit of smoothing goes a long way. Let's make sure the text disappears first. That's actually this top layer, so we can just move it after that. And then let's turn on our from, keyframe R2, these are the only things that need to be moved. I'm excited, Drebin. I know Sam popped in some pictures of the island and it looked lovely. So I'm gonna move the from first. You can absolutely move the from, then the to, move the from, then the to, but it's a little bit more long-winded if you do it that way. If we animate one thing first and then make the other thing follow it, it makes it a little bit simpler for us to do. So first things first, let's pick a cactus. Let's say I'm gonna go from here. Let's say it holds. I'm gonna copy my keyframe and paste it. So it's gonna stay still for this long. Then I know there's another cactus here. So we can do this. If you can't remember what's wherever it is, you can totally turn the intensity off or just hide the layer if you'd like to. Completely down to you. I'll have it on so you can see where we're going. We're going from one cactus to the other cactus. Let's make it hold for a little bit as well. Let's pretend like we're having a really hard time looking for Mr. Keyframe. And then we pop it up here. We don't really need to put another one down, but force to have it. Okay, so we got boo, boo, ba. Let's go and select everything and do F9. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget, easy ease allows the computer's interpolation to make it a little bit smoother. It's a smooth in and a smooth out. Makes it look a bit softer for the movement. So now you can see what I mean. Let's now go and animate the to. So I'm going to move the to close to the from. Let's turn the intensity back up. There we go. So now it actually looks a bit like a spotlight. Cool. So it's supposed to stay here. Yeah, we got it staying here. Don't forget to save your work, please. Good. We've got this. Here it's moved over, so let's make it follow. Let's make it hold for as long as the first one. One nice thing about having animated your first keyframe is that you can see exactly where things are supposed to happen and for how long. Takes away a lot of the guesswork. And there's Mr. Keyframe. I'm not going to do the last one. We really don't have to. So we've got it going from there to there to there. Let's smooth out the bottom half as well. But we don't want the screen to be on already. We kind of need it to be... Oh, the boom's behind something. We can fix this as well, actually, while we're here. I need it to start off completely black. So let's move our... You know what? Oh, let's just turn the cone on and off. That's actually simpler than I did the first time. So until we need it, which is... No. You could have the cone come on and, like, reveal, but I think I want it to come down from somewhere else. So let's animate the from yet again and maybe have it come from outside. So it comes from there. Let's move these in together. There we go. Nice. Let's move the to with it as well. Okay, let's take a look. So it comes in, moves over. That's a little quick. The reason why it's quick is because the keyframes are close together. So if you want them to be slower, you have to move it further apart. That's right. Let's move it a little bit together would be good. Let's move it further apart. But I would say experiment with how close you want the from and the to move from. Maybe you want it to toggle a little bit, which is totally cool. So it goes in there, goes there. Ta-da. Not bad. I could say we're done, but if we take a look in the bottom left, we can see that our ba-bomb and the boom is hidden by our mask. So let's take a look. I'm just going to highlight these two so we can see where they are. Right, it's the adjustment layer's fault. So let's move the adjustment layer further down until the boom doesn't have an issue. This still does, so let's keep going. Aha, there we go. It looks like apart from the line. There we go. Now it's on top. Makes a whole lot of difference. Let's see our success. Let's check out number 1. We lit it up 3 times. Number 2. We found Mr. Keyframe. That means there's only 1 left, and oh yeah, if a cactus jumps out to play, it seems to be the wiggle-rama effect that I put on the cactus. If you want to hide that cactus, you can. by going to new, go to solid, or you can make a shape of your choice to cover it. Oops. And I'm totally just going to put it over here. That's a wild shape, by the way. That is one wild shape. Let's make sure that it actually covers it from when it's shaking around. It does. Lovely. We don't really need to cut off the end half because my see your success here screen is actually going to do it for you, but still, it's a nice thing to do. All right, let's take another look, check it out, see if it's doing what we expect it to. Number 2, is he here? Is he there? Ah, he's there. Nice. No random cactus jumping all out. Boom. The next one is our character select. Let's take a little look. Now, if you've been using After Effects for a little while, you'll recognize all of these shapes. We got the keyframe, we got the Bezier, we also got the hold key, that toggle hold. So we can try using our spotlight effect in a slightly different way this time. Let's see. If we go ahead and click play, nothing's happening. I've left it with a lot of avenues for you. So you can have a different character selected. You can have Mr. Keyframe if you like. If anybody wants me to select a certain character, let me know. Do you want Mr. Keyframe, which is the middle one? Do you want Miss Bezier, the one on the right? Do you want Miss Hold, the one on the left? Whichever one you want me to select, I will. Which characters did we select today? Bono! Hi, Bono. I was just telling Drebin it's been a while. Just try to link. It looks like there's nothing there initially, but after about a minute, the download button appears. It might be because it's quite a chunky file. Thank you for looking, Oliver. Yeah, it's, I don't know if I can make it any smaller, but it's good. Miss Hold, okay. Hi, Bono. Oliver has picked Miss Hold. She's the newest one to the group. Miss Hold is going to be the one we select. Okay. So as a reminder, and as I am checking on you lot while you're working, if the adjustment layer covers the text and we don't want it to cover the text, where do we put it? Above the text or below the text? Choice is yours. Right, let's go back to our project. I'm going to right click in an empty space and go to adjustment layer. Bono, how have you been? And have you traveled anywhere? Yeah, I think it's because the page is downloading the file in the background, but it doesn't. I think I might have had that once. I had tried to go look at it, but it took a little while, pardon me, for something to happen. But it did happen. But I might add in the text and the description then, please wait. Just in case. We're very used to the instantness of things today. But if I have to put the please wait on there, we will. Okay, we've got our adjustment layer. I'm so happy. Oh, I know it's been a long time. I'm really, really good. I had a wonderful trip in Honolulu. Saw the Tahitian dances, like 2 different forms of hula dance. Was great. Below, yes! Yes, Jane. Hold on, I don't have any sound effects. I need a sound effect. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. That's the correct answer. Hey, Jane, how have you been? Not you jumping in and saying the right answer. Yeah, it seems so. I'd encountered a few errors, but with some insistence and patience. Okay, Keys, I'm gonna make sure that I add that for future description links, just in case people run into that issue. Thank you for letting me know. Superloon, hello, lovely. I'm late, but I'm here. Welcome on in, Superloon. How are you? And my question to you, Jane and Superloon, have you traveled anywhere lately? Pixie's coming fresh from Honolulu and Italy. Oh, as you can see, little, is this a Pikachu? Little cute scuba Pikachu. Hey up, Pixie, hey up. Everyone, this is so good. Forgot you were so brilliant. Oh, Jane! Jane, please. I would blush if I could, but I'm too tan for it to be shown. Oh, you're a good teacher. Thank you, my love. Thank you very much. I'm always hoping that these are entertaining. Even though Sesame Street wasn't my generation, it was my sister's. I don't think I watched Sesame Street, but I really like the idea of, okay, we all jump in it, We all had something to say. We all get a part of it. Like, oh, I'm glad. I'm really glad. I need to go to Hawaii one day. Please do. But Waikiki is definitely the tourist area. So pick another place. Yeah, only to the hospital. Not very exciting. Jane, I'm so sorry, lovely. I hope you're okay. I hope your loved ones are okay too. But I say it might be out of the house, but it's not the kind of place you might have wanted to go to. Below, what was the question? The question was, if we have our adjustment layer and it's going to cover everything, for instance, we're going to put the perspective on. We have our CC spotlight, but it covers the text as well, which is not what we want. So in order for it to not cover the text, we have to put it where Jane said, below the text. Hey, I really want to go to Paris. Ooh, is there a particular sightseeing that you want to do? Adjustment below the text so it's unaffected. Yes. Let's go, Jane. Let's go. Alrighty. So we've got this. We're selecting Miss Hold. My question to you, isn't Sesame Street? Apparently it is. I'm shocked. It's lovely though. Isn't that quite lovely that it's still going? I have a question for you lot. We're ultimately picking Miss Hold, but who should we select first? Mr. Keyframe, Miss Bezier? Which one? We'll select everybody to be like, oh, should it be this? This? Nah, Miss Hold, and then she'll get risen up on a plinth. And while you're deciding, let's prepare the scene. Okie doke. Oh, and in case I did this a little bit too fast, remember when we stick the adjustment layer on, it covers everything, but we only want it to cover the mask. I've actually labeled the layer game mask. So make sure you put your trap map on that and it will cover only the section you're looking for. Up, Hans, I was looking at the file issue. No, you're fine. I'm glad that you were able to get the file okay. All right, so we've got this. While I wait for you lot to tell me who we should select first, I'm going to make it go on to Miss Hold first so I can make sure it works. And then we can just copy and paste the interaction and make it go all over everything, which is woo-woo. So let me grab the from, grab the to, and we're also going to use height in this one and the cone angle. Let me grab all of these, move them to the side. I guess start in the middle, otherwise it's going to move along in a row. Right. So keyframe, Bezier, then Miss Hold. Okay. Now we know nothing's really going to start while the text is on, but we can do some stuff here to begin with. The first one, everybody's liking Miss Hold, huh? Okay. So I want it to come down from above. You know, like one of those spotlight. Well, I mean, it is a spotlight. But Tish, is it one of those? They said the thing. Let's move the from. If you can't see the little anchor that you're looking for, move the blue numbers first, and then you can grab it. Oops, oops. Let me put this here. The higher you raise it, kind of the more of a different effect it gives you. Plus, you've kind of got that really nice, like, shadow effect, which I'm really liking. But, well, if we're starting in the center, we're kind of already there. So let's tweak this so it looks all right. Let's say this is quite nice. We don't really need to move it in the X axis. I'm liking this. We can move this, ooh, a little bit higher. Let me affect the cone. I quite like it sort of like you being able to see the others in the background is nice, but you know you're absolutely focused on the center. And we can actually get rid of this now. Let's take a look at the height. Oh, you know what? I kind of want it. Let's see. Let's move the height a little bit. Yeah. I want like a sharper line so you can't, because we haven't designed a little light bulb. It looks kind of weird for it to be coned like that when there's nothing there to explain why it does. So let's have it look like this. And I want the light to come down from above. So I'm going to do it in reverse. We've got the height selected. Okay, good. Ooh, never mind. Hold on a sec. Wait. Okay, we've got two ways we can do this. Should we have the light open like that, or should it come down from above? Does the light open like that? Or does it come down from above? I'll let you lot decide. While you're choosing, let's make sure the light's on everything. I think this is good. We know that, I'm just gonna hide this because we know ultimately Miss Hold is gonna be picked. So I'm just going to tweak this while I wait for your answers. We got plinth number 3. She's gonna get picked around here. I'm gonna have, not position, I'm actually gonna do the scale. And we're gonna do the scale in the Y axis. If you're trying it and it doesn't work and it's doing something like this, make sure you take off the link. I'm gonna take off the what? The link. All right, so I'm gonna push it up in the Y, but it doesn't just go up. It's like this. If this went up, kind of boring, but we want to overshoot. We could anticipate an overshoot, but I'm just gonna overshoot. So what I mean by that is, let's say we got this without overshoot. Let me cover my face. Without overshoot, it'll be boring. With overshoot, a little bop. I think open, I think above. Ooh, wait, hold on. We got 2 for open. I'm sorry, Bono. We're going for the open effect. I'm excited. Right, so it's supposed to go up here. To do an overshoot, go further than your last frame. So now I know this is where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna go over it a little bit so it can come back down. Boop, little boop. Alessandra! Hello, how are you, lovely? Boom, okay, cute. Now let's make Miss Hold go up with it. Miss Hold, where are you at? Miss Hold, hold on. Okay, Miss Hold is here. If you're not sure if the rest of it will follow, it will. I've connected everything for you. Yes, might be a nitpick. Yes, keys. But the light, when it moves from a spot to a spot and cast, it should show with a gradient as seeing the spot on the character and the beam from the light source. Well, actually, is this what you mean? I actually have a little floor light. I made a floor light, but I wasn't really sure if I would have it, add it on or not. You can actually use this floor light if you like, which is right down here. We'll see if we can make it work. I'm not sure about it, but maybe keys can help. So let's do the position. Make sure the position works here. This is where she starts from. Let's focus on her last position. This is where she should end up. And remember, the overshoot is just over the last frame and back again. Let's see. Nice. If you want to take it even further, you can add a scale. You know, like you decompress when you're getting forced up. You know, like when you see people on an elevator, especially if the elevator is going really fast, they kind of look like they're getting squashed down a bit while it goes up. We could do that too with the scale, if you want to. Depends on how far you want to take this. I'm going to separate this because you go down when you're going up and you go up when you're going down. And then what's nice for a little bit of a boop is overshoot, undershoot, relax. Think of jelly. When you smack that jelly, it wiggles there, right, back a little bit, and then it settles. Yes, like that. Makes more 3D looking. Yay! Look at that. Oh, so cute. Boom, and then let's have the last frame. There we go. Let's stick F9 on it. Wow. Oh, adorable. Okay, so we know that we've got Miss Hold coming up. Let's go back to our adjustment layer. We've picked open. So let's see if we can make this work. Back to our adjustment layer over here. It's the way that I actually knew what keys meant. Ay. Alessandra, how have you been? Have you been anywhere lately? So it's the cone angle that affected the... Wait. Okay, so think about what we were just talking about with the plinth going up. It bounced up. We can do that with the light too. We can do that with everything. Makes it look a little bit more cartoony and interesting. So we're not affecting the height at all, apparently. We're just, boo. So let me go to the cone angle. Where is it? It's down here. Cool. I got the cone angle. This is where it rests. This should overshoot this. So let's make it go a little bit more. Thank you, Bono. Okay, so we got one frame of difference. So when it starts, it should be off. Okay, Loon, for some reason, I can hear the sound effects of those emotes. Oh, okay, cool. I like it. We can totally have it be a little bit more... Hold on. We can actually have it be a little bit more delayed because if somebody blinks, they won't see it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Good choice, by the way. That's boom. Okay, and it makes it easier for us to move this around. So we've got boop. Maybe give it a little bit more time. Bam. And then we can have it closed because that's not who we're picking. We'll put the spotlight on as well. I've been wanting to go to London for the summer. Yes, I remember you saying. You know what? I love the A up. Up north, let's go. So you got the boop. You can have it close out. I don't quite like that shape still, so I'm probably going to move it up in a little bit. We can have this, and I'm actually just going to copy and paste it, but we're going to have it moved to be where we need it to be. I don't think can I select them both? I don't think I can. I don't think you can move them both. No, you can't. That's fine. It's always worth a shot. Okay, have it over, move it to somewhere sort of in the place that you're thinking of. We can put the little spotlight floor on as well in a little bit. Ooh. Let's make sure it doesn't move like it was just doing. By copying and pasting the from and to, the height's not really important. We haven't actually moved the height at all. I don't know why we have that. There we go. So this will prevent the light from moving because it's moving when it shouldn't. We shouldn't see it move, basically. You could totally put them together. I might do, actually. This way it will just snap to the right place. There we go. Same again. And then this one right here. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's move Miss Hold over a little bit. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. I hope you lot have had some fun with this too. Also, out of curiosity, are there any things in After Effects that you kind of want to learn? Might affect the next thing that I teach you lot. Otherwise, I always have something new to show you every season. I don't think I'd ever seen the spotlight effect before until this. So this has been quite fun to learn something new. All right, let's make sure it doesn't move because right now it totally is. We can see this down here is moving, doing a whole lot of shaking. So let's move this over. We need to make sure the spotlight goes on before the movement. If they happen at the same time, the person that's watching won't be able to tell what's going on. So let's make sure the light's on, then the characters can move. Maybe a little bit further over. Let's just move both of these at the same time. Right, so we got keyframe. Spazier. Whoop. Oh, I forgot to move this. Hold on. We moved all of that, but I forgot to move the plinth. 1 second. Move the plinth. Good. About there, I think. Yeah. Hey, okay. Cute. Everything. Okay. I mean, at least I've got a broad spectrum. Oh, also, Bono, with how the weather's going, anytime you come down will be a British summer. It'll be a London summer. Keyframe. Bezier. Miss Hold. Okay. Cute. There was something else I wanted to do, wasn't there? Oh! Right. The floor light. So if we're going to do the floor light, let me just hide these so I can actually see. I'm actually going to hide these as well because I didn't pick the other plinths in the end. And we've got so many layers, it's hard to see everything. So let's hide everything we're not using by clicking on that what no, that hidden ting. Everybody's good as far as I'm concerned. Let's check out our floor light. I thought that, Oliver, that I thought it's too broad. No, never too broad. You know, like, okay, when we were at the Notting Hill Carnival, minus my dad's Mojo Entertainment stuff, he would do his own dancing and parachute stuff in the center. But me, sis and mum, we would be face painting. And we would give people a book to be like, oh, is there something you want? And they were like, or I would try to push the, oh, do you want me to go with creative license? And they're like, oh, creative license. And I'm like, that means like everything is on the table. So honestly, this feels like one of them things. I like it. Okay, so we got our floor lights. Can we, how would this appear? I don't know how. I'm trying to think about it, but I don't think I paid attention to the floor when the shine happens. Either I can have it like come down, like downwards as a perspective, or does it open in a scale? I don't know. I cannot picture it for some reason. So if it comes down from above, I only have the cone on at the moment. Hold on. If it's opening like that, I'm not sure. Hold on. Let's make sure that we can see it first. I'm really not sure. Oh, well, you know, maybe we could get away with that. Maybe we could just, maybe we could just put an opacity on it. Maybe I don't need to do any of that. Maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'm overthinking. Sometimes you can overthink. Unless Keys tells me otherwise, then it'll be like, we actually have something specific to do, and that's fine. Let me do a 0. Let's smooth it in. That's going to be pretty much instant there, though. Well, that still kind of looks instant. The keyframes are so close together. You can barely tell when it happens. All right, hold on. No, we can get away with that. That's fine. Now, if you want to, if you're lazy like me, you could totally just snap this off. Duplicate it and then just move it over because you know that it's gonna work. But we could absolutely just put a hold on this when it goes, which seems to be about here. Make the opacity go in reverse. And just copy and paste. It's up to you. Up to you. One thing my uni teacher taught me that I still stick with, other than the X, Y, and Z, I think I've taught you a lot of that. As doesn't matter how you do something, as long as the end result is the same. If you wanted the character to have a spotlight on them, it doesn't matter how you do it. As long as it looks like there's a spotlight on them, job done. All right, is this Miss Bezier? It is. Okay, Miss Bezier is up. Let's stick a position on this one. Miss Bezier is up. Miss Bezier goes. I'm actually just going to do all of the lights first. And then this one's up, stays up. Cool. Position for the 1. This is it gone. There we go. Position for the 2. Move it over. Ta-da! Next, position for the 3. Miss Holt, new to the family. Right there. And probably could come up a little bit. I think it's because she's raised, you know. All right, let's take a look at our successes. Number 1, light it up, and we did. It's dark out there. Number 2, where's Mr. Keyframe? Do you see him? Oh, there he is. And number 3, choose your character, Miss Holt. Not bad. Hey. Well, it seems like the time went so quickly. It always does when we're learning and we're having fun. I hope you lot have enjoyed that. I hope you're ready for the next one. I'm going to have a little think. What haven't we done that's new that we can absolutely get stuck into in a really fun way? Bono said, I don't mind coming for fall or spring. I just want to be there. Oh, well, it will be cool when you pop over, Bono. Let me know, innit? Ataku! You've jumped in when we're on our way out. But I hope you're doing well. I'm sure I'll see you on the stream another time. Most excellent, Pixie. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Pixie. My pleasure. Oh, I really like it. It was fun, wasn't it? Thank you very much for popping in. It's been nice because I've been away. I'm supposed to see you at least twice a month. But no, I've been away. It's been lovely coming back. Thank you for the warm welcomes. I'm really glad you lot enjoyed this one too. Gonna have to have a little think about what we can do for the next one. But we did it. We managed it. If you're downloading the file, wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. It will download. Just hold on. Hold on. My pleasure, Idara. Another great episode. Thank you, Keys. Right, we're on our way out. So, the outro, of which is not working. Oh, there it is. Woohoo. Conclusion. I clicked it like 3 times, by the way. So, it may or may not work. It may or may not work. Oh, there we go. Your homework is to complete the minigame homework and recreate the minigames in your own way. Thanks, Otaku. I'll see you lot after the jump. See you next time.